So last night we had two NBA games happen, both number one seeds in the regular season. The Detroit Pistons taking down the Orlando Magic by 15, and the Thunder taking down the Suns by 13. Let's talk about why these two games went the way they did. Now I'd like to start with a negative, which you guys know I don't like to start. I don't like negative talk about basketball. Very against it, but I do want to say through two games in this NBA playoffs, Jalen Duren has really struggled. It took him a lot just to get to 11 points last night. Very impressed with the Pistons overall. Finally, the others showed up to play, and I'll talk all day long about this Detroit Pistons defense and how great they were all day. But I was still very disappointed with Jalen Duren after having an All-NBA season. 11 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, just really isn't cutting it. Now, I know they won big last night, and it was partially because of that third quarter, but just very still disappointed when I'm seeing out of Jalen Duren 2 games into this NBA playoffs. But as you guys can see, this was a very low-scoring game. Neither offense was really getting in any rhythm. Cade Cunningham hit his first three-pointer of the game and was not hitting anything else. Ran a lot of pick and rolls, pick and pops with Asar Thompson, Duncan Robinson, Tobias Harris. MVP of the game last night, Tobias Harris. I was very impressed with his steadiness throughout the entire game. But I did say one game ago, heading into game 2, Wendell Carter has been one of the more inconsistent players for the Orlando Magic all season long. Comes out and has 17 points, 9 rebounds in game 1, and then 3 points, 5 rebounds. Worst plus minus on the entire Orlando Magic with a minus 21 or 29. Plus minus.
Can you explain plus minus? I don't even understand what that is.
Yeah. So for every minute you're on the court, if the team, for example, it's how much your team won or lost when you were on the court specifically.
Gotcha.
So for example, if you look at these bench players, right, like Goga Batadze played 21 minutes last night, had a plus minus of plus 11, which means in the 21 minutes he was on the court, they outscored the Pistons by 11 points. Whereas the 24 minutes Wendell Carter was on the court, they lost those minutes by 29 points. So it kind of shows you who was really impactful for the games in a way there's a lot of stuff. For example, like Wendell Carter isn't playing a lot with Goga Batadze, so that's probably why the plus minus is so different because they're rotating the center minutes. But like Anthony Back played 24 minutes last night, was a 0. It's like, you look at the entire starting lineup, you can kind of tell that beginning of third quarter, they just got killed through a stretch.
So 0 is literally just even?
0 means, the score didn't go up or down when you were on the court. For example.
A lot?
Not really, no. You don't really see a lot of zeros because there is such a difference. But man, Duncan Robinson in that third quarter started hitting his threes. Cade Cunningham, 27-11, 7 turnovers, but 6 rebounds. Look at the rebounding numbers, by the way. 57 total rebounds for the Detroit Pistons, 42 rebounds for the Orlando Magic. Very big difference there, specifically looking at defensive rebounding. The Pistons killed them by 11. Was just very disappointed in how Orlando bounced back from that game. Jalen Suggs had a good game. Desmond Bane really shot the ball poorly. But Wendell Carter, I did say it. If there's going to be a reason why they don't win another game in the series, it's because of Wendell Carter. And he comes out in game 2 and just plays terrible. Yikes. And I'm just saying, Paolo and Franz combining for almost $80 million this NBA season to have 30 points combined is really rough if you're the Orlando Magic. I would not be surprised if Orlando did not win another game in this season and Detroit end up walking their way right through Orlando for the next 3 games. But big win for Detroit, big third quarter because they were exactly tied at halftime. I thought Orlando could have kept going, and Detroit came right out in that third quarter and dominated on both sides of the ball, but specifically defense. The Thunder defeated the Phoenix Suns in honestly very similar fashion. They focus on their middle quarters 2 and 3, to win this one. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 37 points, 13 of 25 from the field, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. Chet with 19 and 8. Ihart with almost a double-double. AJ Mitchell, though, off the bench, I thought played a great game as their main secondary ball handler. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Y'all know I love me some AJ Mitchell. I think he's going to be one of those next guys that when the Thunder have to pay everybody on their roster and one of them wants to get paid more than the Thunder can afford, I think AJ Mitchell is going to go to his own team and be like a 20 to 22 point per game scorer on another team. I think he's that good.
Do you have Shai as MVP this year?
I do have Shai winning the MVP this year, yeah. I think it was close. I think Wemby put up a good fight. I think Jokic put up a good fight. But number 1 team in the NBA, 64 wins. I do have to say that we've never seen a guard as efficient in almost NBA history to this level of superstardom that Shea is giving us, not only with his actual shooting numbers and efficiency, but his assists to turnovers. He only averaged 2 turnovers a game this year, which if you compare that to like Kobe's MVP years, Luka over the past couple of years, Shea only, let's look at that number exactly. Yeah, 2.2 turnovers over basically 2.3 max over the past 3 years combined. Kobe was averaging well over 3 to 4 turnovers every game. Even Jordan was at like 3.7, 3.8 for most of his prime years. So to see a superstar player only having 2 turnovers per game, especially with the plus-minus impact, best season Shea's ever had shooting the ball from 3, most efficient shooting season he's had from the field. I just don't see how you can't give him the MVP. And not only that, you could just see the skill difference between these two teams yesterday. Devin Booker, Jalen Green, and Dylan Brooks played great games. I thought all 3 of them played very, very well, but Devin Booker, you still got to start shooting some threes, man. It's really killing me to see Devin Booker like not becoming a three-point shooter at all later into this as he's been a point guard. No.
40 minutes, too.
Yeah, 40 minutes not making a three-pointer is like, you don't see that in the NBA anymore, especially when you're a name like Devin Booker. But I will continue saying it. I do not understand all these Colin Gillespie minutes. I think he is the worst matchup against a team like the OKC Thunder. Like Royce O'Neal coming in off the bench played very valuable. Mal Ewok was a big-time center play that they really needed because Oso Ighodaro was really getting killed all day long.
Colo, why are you a Shea hater?
Yeah, why are you a Shea hater? That's a good question. But Thunder, 120 to 107 lead. I think we all expect the Thunder to just sweep the Suns, and now they are only 2 games away from doing it, heading back to Phoenix. Let's see if there's anything here that really stands out to me in terms of, like 22 turnovers for the Suns to 10 for the Thunder. Points conceded off turnovers, 22 to 9. Fouls, more fouls. Largest lead was 26. I mean, they just honestly killed this game overall. Thunder just dominate early on. Dylan Brooks, though, played a good game. I love watching Dylan Brooks look like he's personally attacking Shea and the Thunder, but really it's like the Thunder don't even blink when Dylan Brooks makes a couple shots and starts talking because they know they're the way better, well-rounded team. So there's my NBA talk for yesterday's games. I do want to do a quick preview. Knicks-Hawks is a must-win for the Knicks on the road tonight. It is a must-win at 7 o'clock because they just blew Game 2 against the Knicks at the end of that last game, and I really expect Atlanta to come out with a lot of firepower in the early parts of this game.
You think this is more of a must-win for the Knicks than it is the Hawks?
Definitely, because the Hawks will have Game 4 at home as well, and I just think that them stealing that Game 2 carries momentum, and if the Knicks don't stop that momentum quick, they're one of those teams that will just drag it out and not play well. I think the Knicks are going to come out very strong in this one. I think both teams are going to come out very good offensively, so I would take like whatever the over is, I would take the over in this game because I think both teams are going to want to be putting the ball in the basket. It's just really going to come down to how big of a lead that third quarter is going to be where it all matters in a game like this heading into the 4th.
Why the third? Why does it matter more than the 4th?
I'm a big advocate that in basketball, the most important quarter in game is the third quarter. I think both teams are going to come out very hot, and they're both going to try and make defensive adjustments heading into the second half, and it's going to be which defensive adjustments actually transition to like real action and really what defense leads to transition offense. And I think that that's where I have the Hawks kind of running away with this game in the third quarters. I think their transition offense in the third quarter, when both teams become stagnant in the half court and can't find a bucket because of the defensive adjustments they make at halftime, who's going to be able to just cause turnovers and run? I view a little bit more for Atlanta. I think I favor Atlanta in that kind of category against the Knicks. So give me I think I might have Atlanta taking down the Knicks in Game 3, which would be a shocker.
I would love that. As a Knicks hater, I would love to see them.
Me too.
Lose the rest of
Cavs, Raptors, this is an interesting one because the Raptors, this is a must-win. This is their season on the line tonight. I don't even think they win. I hate to say. I think Cleveland just beats them overall. I like Toronto. I like the way that their team is built. The thing is, without Emmanuel Quickly, Jamal Shead has just not been the perimeter playmaker they needed. Their perimeter defense has not been able to keep up with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell at all. James Harden and Donovan Mitchell are so locked in right now. You can just see it when you watch Cavs basketball. Evan Mobley looks incredible. I just think Cleveland's going to go into Toronto and take a 3-0 series lead and probably get close to sweeping them. But if Toronto is ever going to put their heart and soul into a game, tonight's the night to do it because you can't go 3-0 against Cleveland and win the series. So
I got a question about the other series, the Nuggets Timberwolves series.
yeah.
Do you think there's a huge advantage in Denver because of the altitude when away teams go there? Like, do you notice a big difference?
I will say, like, last year we see it in, like, Game 7s a lot, like, where I think, like, Game 7s it would matter. But I think it's mattered less and less over the past 5 to 10 years than it did 10 to 15 years ago.
Just because it's just the conditioning?
Conditioning, I think they're more knowledgeable about how much it actually impacts them.
Right.
And also, like, the Timberwolves have now seen the Nuggets like 3 playoff years in a row. They're so, you know what I mean? They know what they're going into now. They know what they're working with. So I think when you have the experience, it doesn't matter as much. But I think like regulars, like for example, when the Washington Wizards used to go to Denver, they'd get killed every time. And I was like,
anywhere the Washington Wizards go.
exactly. But I don't think it matters as much as it did just because of the knowledge about it now.
That makes sense.
By far best game of the night, though. I'm expecting this to be it. Minnesota coming back in the fourth quarter last game to take a 1-1 series lead. Denver is favored in this. I don't know at this point. Anthony Edwards playing on basically what looks like one leg all the time. Game time decision because of his knee, but you know he's playing. Aaron Gordon, game time decision because of his calf. You know he's playing. After the comments that Jaden McDaniels just came out and talked about was saying attack everyone on Denver because they're bad everywhere defensively. You have Jokic with averaging 28, 13, and 11 this season. I mean, ridiculous numbers. I don't know who I'm going to have winning Game 3. I can't lie. I got to watch a little bit of it just to see. Right now, I'd probably take Denver in Game 3, even going on the road, but I think it's going to be a really good game either way. 3 really good games because a lot of must-wins, honestly, even 3 games into the series. Like, I think Toronto's a must-win. I really think the Knicks are a must-win. You cannot go down 2-1 heading into Game 4. And if I'm Minnesota, if I lose this one, I don't feel great heading into Game 4 if I lose Game 1 at home against Denver. But that'll be my NBA playoff discussion for today, Tuesday, or really Wednesday games. Pistons, congrats. You got your first win of the playoffs, and then Thunder dominating the Suns.